Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is Nuriddin with you today. And in this video we're gonna do the same as we usually do. We're gonna continue our Codewars coding challenges, and in this video we're gonna do kata, which is 6Q level, and it's saying that detect pangram, or I don't know even how to read it. It's like a foreign language word, or I don't know. And it's not very easy, it's very challenging, and as always I'm gonna help you to solve these katas in this video and in the following videos. So if you are ready, let's get started. So it's saying that detect pangram, and let's read the instructions. So it's saying that a pangram is a sentence that contains every single letter of the alphabet at least once. So they just want to say that the given string should contain every single word of the alphabet. For example, the sentence "the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog." So this sentence contains every single word, every single letter in the alphabet. So that's why it's pangram, because it uses the letters A to Z at least once. Case is irrelevant. So as you can see, and they're saying that given a string, detect whether or not it is a pangram. Return true if it is, false if not. Ignore numbers and punctuation. So we have to ignore if there's any non-valid cases for our case. So I just made a quick comments in here so that you can understand better what's going on in here. So we're gonna do these things. First, we have to convert the string to lowercase and split it from empty strings. So basically, we have to get the string and make it lowercase. Why? Because the alphabet that we're gonna use will not contain uppercase letters, so it should be valid, and we should turn it to lowercase. And we have to split it to empty strings, so we have to get every single empty string between those letters and split it to those. And next we're gonna split this alphabet, which I got from Stack Overflow, which is a very good website if you know. So, and then we're gonna split, we're gonna do the same logic as here. We're gonna split, and we'll get an array of alphabets containing every single letter in here. That will create an array of each letter. And the third thing that we're gonna do is loop over each letter in string, which will be splitted. We're gonna split it here, right? And then after that, we're gonna loop over each letter in this splitted alphabet. So basically, we're getting every single letter of this alphabet and of this given string. And next, we're gonna consider if letter is alphabet at position I. So if this looped over each letter in this string is equal to alphabet at position I, then setting that alphabet at that position I to an empty string. So, and then sixth challenge is filtering alphabets with the values that aren't equal to empty string. So as you can see here, if this letter is equal to alphabet at position I, we're setting into empty string, right? And then we have to clear it out to those empty strings. It should be without those empty strings. And finally, if the alphabet length is 0, it will be that there's no letters included in this alphabet, and that means that the string includes all the letters in given string in the alphabet, and it returns true if so, false otherwise. So this is what we're gonna do in this kata. So if you're ready, let's turn this logic into a real code. So first of all, we have to convert string to lowercase. So we'll say string is equal to, let's create a variable actually. So we'll say cpl_ctr, and we'll say string dot to lowercase, and split it to an empty string. So let me explain a little bit the split logic in here. For example, if I get some word in here, word dot split into an empty string, so it gives me an array of containing every single letter, because there's empty string between those letters, right? So that's the main logic. And now let's move on doing this second thing, so which we have to split the alphabet. So we'll just call we're just gonna create a alphabet variable and make it equal to this string splitted one. So we're doing the same logic as here. And the next one, loop over each letter in this split the string. So we'll say for const letter of CPL CTR. So it gets the every single letter in here and puts it into this const letter variable. Okay, so now let's do the next one. So we're gonna for loop over alphabet in here, and in here we're gonna use I variables because in here we don't have to apply any changes. We don't have to assign anything to this CPL CTR. But instead in alphabet, in the opposite thing. In here we have to get every single element, and if it's equal to this letter right here, then we have to set it, assign it to an empty string, and then we're gonna clear it from an empty string, and so on. So that's why we have to use let variables like this. But here, if I use this one, I can't change it because this letter is not accessible in here. It can access this CPL CTR variable element, but it will get it into a separate variable. And finally, we're not gonna use the CPL CTR, as you might know. So let's create the let I be equal to 0, I less than, if I is less than alphabet dot length, then it will continue adding plus to an I variable. So now let's do the next logic. Next logic is if letter is alphabet at position I, setting alphabet at that position I to an empty string. Okay, we'll check if letter is equal to alphabet at position I, which is right here, right? Letter is this one. So and then we're gonna get that alphabet at that position I and make it equal to an empty string. So now let's correct these codes a little bit. Let's do like this. We don't have to use like these things because we have just one line of code at the end, right? So we can just use it like this. Let's get rid of these right here, spaces, lines, and then let's go ahead and filter the alphabet, and then we'll say alphabet is equal to alphabet dot filter with value which is not equal to an empty string. Okay. So now it gets every single element in alphabet and checks if either it is equal to an empty string. If it equals, then it will remove it. It will not take it to a new array that will return. And we're taking that new array and putting it in this alphabet. So I think that's clear to you. And now we'll say return if alphabet dot length. So if that alphabet is length is 0, it will return false. But if we do like this, it will return true, because if alphabet dot length is negative, then we'll return true, otherwise not, true or false. So if this alphabet length returns 0, it will return true. Why? Because this condition right here will be true. So now let me explain you a little bit, but before that let's quickly attempt the test so that we have passed all of the tests. And it's saying it's, so let's fix that in here. And now let's try it out one more time. And now it's saying that's correctamundo, which is a very interesting word, and our code is completed. And let me explain you real quick. In here, first we're converting string to lowercase and splitting it to an empty strings. And then we're getting alphabet string, and we're also splitting it, that will create an array of each letter, it's saying right here. And we're splitting it and returning as a new array that this function right here does. So then we're looping over each CPL CTR in here, and then we're looping over this alphabet and checking if this letter is equal to alphabet at this position I, we're getting the alphabet at that position I am making it equal to an empty string, and then we are filtering it out with values which are not equal to an empty string, so it will be 0 if a given string contains all the letters in the alphabet. So hopefully you understood the logic in this kata, and I'm very happy that we have solved this with you. And also, if you want to comment your solution, feel free to do that. We'll discuss it with you, and I'll also leave a link for this kata in the description below. So this was Nuriddin with you today. See you the next time. Bye.